Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Blue Heron Hill and welcome to Tips on Tuesday. If you've been following along, every Tuesday I try to put up a video with a little tip to make your gardening a little bit easier, give you some tips that I've developed over the years and I use in my garden every year. So welcome. And here we are in the garden. I just got an alert that we may get some impending showers, so I want to try and get this one up as fast as I can to get it out to you. Now, every year I grow celery. Now, celery, I start indoors. The seeds are very, very small, and they take a long time to germinate, and they take a long time to grow. But it is so worth it. I rarely find celery in the nursery to buy, so that's why I try and grow my own. It is so rewarding to have fresh celery, and it tastes so different than what you buy in the supermarket. So here in the background, you can see my celery plants here. I have probably about 7 or 8 plants. I harvest my celery kind of stalks at a time. I pull from the outside and I take those stalks in, and we use those fresh in fresh garden salads all summer long. If you like a more tender and a milder flavor celery stalks, the thing you do is blanch it, and then you get a more tender and a milder tasting celery. If you don't blanch, the celery has a very intense flavor. Very good. That celery comes right on through in all sorts of your soups and stews, especially in the wintertime. But if I like the nice tender celery, I will blanch it. And you need to blanch it for about a week before you harvest the celery. There are different ways to blanch celery. Some people just put boards up against the celery to block out it's blocking out the sunshine. It's something that you do with like cauliflower. You tie up the leaves to make that head nice and white so it doesn't get any sunshine, so the plant doesn't make that chlorophyll, and so it turns white. And it also turns not quite as celery flavored as the unblanched kind. So another way of doing it is to mound up your soil or your mulch around it. I don't like to do that because it gets the celery really dirty and you really have to clean it. Another way would be to wrap your plants up. You can wrap them in burlap, you can wrap them in paper, you can wrap them in things like aluminum foil. There's all sorts of ways, you can get very inventive. But I have a way how I blanch my celery, and I want to show you that right now. Everybody has, well, at least I have a lot of nursery pots. These I've bought that had perennials in it, and I just kept them around because you never know when you can use them, and this is the perfect time to use them. So what I do, I have 2 here. You cut the bottom off, and then you stick this through your celery, and this forms a perfect light barrier for your celery. Now, my celery doesn't get all of that tall. The part I want blanched is probably about 8 to 10 inches, which is the perfect size for this. So let me take you down close to some of my celery plants, and we will put the little collar around them, and I'll blanch them for a week before I harvest them. All right, here we are down a little bit closer and more personal. It's right next to my leek bed. I've got things jammed in there here pretty tightly, so I don't want to crush my leeks. But here is one right here that I think is ready for blanching. So It will be a little bit difficult, but there we go. And just putting that over the top, and there's a tiny little collar on it. That should help blanch it out. The leaves are still here for the photosynthesis that the plant needs to keep growing, but yet the stalks aren't going to have any means of taking up that sunlight, and they will blanch out a little bit with a much milder taste. Here's another one right next to it. I'm going to do that one also. This is a little bit bigger. This one, I don't think I have been taking stalks off of this one. So let's see if this is going to fit. There you go. Oh, there you go. There's its nice little collar on it. Looks like I missed a stalk right here, but that's okay. And here's this other one here. I have one here that seems to be rotting just a bit. Ugh. I'll probably just pull this one up. Doesn't seem to be doing too well. Oh, that's not too bad. After about a week, I will come and I will take off the entire, all of the stalks, the whole plant I will pull up. Let's see if we can see this one here. Here is this one. This is a beautiful celery crown right here. It's gorgeous. And I'll do that one next. So there we are. The collars will stay on for about a week, and then I'll harvest the entire head of celery and take it in. We'll eat it fresh. When we don't eat, chop it up. In the meantime, I'll take those collars and I'll put them on another 2 heads of the celery, and do that until they're all harvested. And that should last probably until the beginning of September, when things are cooling off and the garden is really has passed its peak production time. So I chop the celery up into medium-sized dices. I put them on a cookie sheet. I flash freeze them, and I put them in Ziploc bags in my freezer, and just take out what I need all winter long for soups and stews. Now, don't forget the leaves. These harbor so much flavor. I take bunches of these and I'll vacuum seal them all together into a number of different lots. I'll use them when I make stock and broth and throughout the winter for my soups. So don't forget these, extremely valuable. Also, my bunnies like it. So I have plenty of uses for the entire plant. So harvest is in full swing here. I'll put some pictures of what I just harvested before I did this video, and that doesn't even include the beans. The bean arbor behind the camera over here is loaded with Trail of Tears beans that I'm just now letting go to drying period so I can have some dried black beans throughout the winter. It's been a pretty good year so far. We've just finished a hot, dry spell. Got a lot of rain last night, a little bit more today. Does the garden good. So thanks for following along with me on Tips for Tuesday. Click that bell right there and you will be notified the next time I have a video up, including next Tuesday when I'll have another tip for you. So until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye.